Gonna have a talk about yokai
shit.
shit.
Meet up with Saya here, and she opens a portal here. It's golden in color, feels very holy.
I just called
and as you enter this area. For those of you that are of holy origin or are like that kind of thing, you feel very much empowered here. This place is very holy in nature.
Ooh. Holy is alright. Come here, spirit.
Details,
Divine spirits.
If you harbor any ill will towards Michael or anybody else that is here, you feel very sluggish and slow, like you're carrying like a lot of weights on your shoulder, and it is very hard to move. At any point,
it's fine. Michael smoked it before,
so to leave and no longer be here, you are free to leave as you wish. Some of the things that are going to be going
any
down.
of the other souls inside too? Like, would I also still feel sluggish?
If you have any ill will, like if any of your people have any part.
Everything charged, you're fine. Everything Kise can tell him afterwards.
But besides that, you're pretty much fine here.
Doing alright.
Electronic devices for recording and all of that still works.
Electronic devices.
Space isn't like hampered at all. And we'll get into all of that in character.
I guess.
If there is anybody here with you, like whether they hide in your shadow or if they're a part of you somehow, like within your own existence, but they can exist separately, I am going to be aware of it in character. You are in Michael's realm. It's just kind of a control thing that he has. Don't worry, I'm not going to do anything fucking weird or backhanded without your guys' consent, but you guys are free to start.
Are you for an emergency? Okay. Should be fine.
Questions, please let me know.
I just have one question, just based off like the DMs that I'm getting right now. This is a real quick one. They asked, how come we can't talk about it afterwards? Is it okay if I just say we're taking a deal that keeps us from talking about it? Can I just DM them that?
There's a deal.
Okay, I just want to make sure I get that also before we start.
Yeah, there will be a lot of stipulations will be in character when we start, so you guys are good to start.
Yeah, I just want to make sure I'm getting all the out of character information posted to our people. So.
Yep. No worries.
All right. I switched to Discord because I rolled a 3.
Alright, let's do this
thing. 3, 2, 1. I know you don't. You shut up, Cinder.
Well, this is certainly something.
You don't.
The demon in my fucking head does not like it here.
I'm itchy. I'm itchy, okay?
Very divine, though.
I want to poison ivy.
That is not a Necron statue. Just imagine that statue is a random hero of some kind. It's not a Necron.
There you go.
Now there you go.
Okay, wait. Give me a second. I need to figure out how to get this without.
This fucking duck.
Ooh.
Have I mentioned that even though my people are mountain folk, I'm scared of heights?
Poor dear.
I see mountains.
There's technically no height up here.
That is.
I feel like I'm very high.
Exactly.
I don't like it.
You are very high.
Just consider yourself the king of the non-existent mountain.
Great, thank you, Saya. That's great. I really appreciate
no up or down.
I have to do it all the time. I had to do that.
I'm just glad that this is not some sort of, what do they call it, space station. Do not feel the same.
I hate space.
Agreed. Especially with all the technology you have to use.
I'm used to space at this point. You don't like heights, Cinder, because it's harder.
You want to finish the conversation after this weekend?
Good. Probably like I have places I could take you where we could finish the conversation. You'd get to hear a lot of shit about me then.
I'm fine. I'm just gonna look up because you know that's how we do things.
If you're going into a building, I think will be. I think I've been here
building.
Before,
Okay.
Amaterasu sama.
Good.
Good.
Yeah.
Oh yes, smoke and fire.
Yeah, that's how it's supposed to be.
Probably not.
What's up, how you doing?
I think this is like I think I've been here before, haven't I?
Am I allowed? Can I sit? Just want to make sure I'm
sit
being
anywhere you like,
respectful. Okay. Yep,
wherever
just
you
making
guys
sure
would
I'm
be more
respectful.
comfortable. Yep, there's
My knees hurt like a motherfucker recently, so.
There's a small area out there. There's over there. Most of the chairs are filled with books. Apologies. There's also like a small island with a campfire over that way with like a little room below. It would take a minute to walk down there, but that's up to you guys.
I'm perfectly fine right here. I am very happy.
You're comfortable here.
As long as it is clean here, that is fine.
Oh, very much so. Very much so. Please constant.
Lovely.
But yeah, hello everyone. Welcome. Some of you are already aware of what's going on, and we've already had this conversation somewhat. Some of you are aware of things that you weren't aware of before, but we're all here with a similar problem and a goal to deal with a local nuisance that everyone knows as
Yokai. What the fuck, Apex?
Apologies that you weren't told that you'd be meeting me here. This is to keep myself safe because I am partaking as well in this issue to help out my friends that are, currently being affected by this. But in order to help, I have to play the other side. And by playing the other side, I can't have anybody knowing that it's me. Some people do already know, and they're already very much aware, obviously. But I can't have her knowing, so I need to be seen in like a non-positive light by the people here. But I won't stay on that for too long. You're more than free to ask questions, and we're going to move into the important part. For the people who've already agreed to this, some of them are not here, so Ethereal and our other little friend are going to have to... Yeah, I'm going to have to find them, and I'm going to have to reset this. I do apologize. We're going to have to reset the promise that we made and change it up. I've added some more stipulations because we're having way more people added into it. I'm going to have to say that this is like the largest group I've ever think I've done this with. So starting off...
Is it going to take too much energy?
No, it's just that's like a lot to work with, and people like to find loopholes in things. Not that I don't trust anybody here. I mean, there's some of you that I don't really know very well, but I'm Michael, by the way. That wasn't obvious, and I didn't say that before. Hi, I'm the angel that, goes walking around, darker skin. Most of you know.
Oh, it's been too long, dude.
From whatever. Yes, hello. Sorry, I'm a cat right now. I don't know, just something I enjoy. Apologies.
I see.
But, so we're going to be making a promise. Now, promise is much like what a devil or demon would do. Demons that can make a contract. It is similar, but not completely the same. A promise helps both parties out, and typically, where I come from with angels, we're typically more lenient with what we want from you, so it's not always about your soul, though sometimes it can be. In this situation, it's not going to be about that at all. It's just going to be a promise between all of us that we're all going to follow the same rules and regulations, essentially. If at any point you do not agree with the rules that are made up, we can discuss it. That's what the room will be for before it's fully set in stone. If you don't like a part, you're more than welcome to debate with me on it. I'm not going to really fight you on it much unless it's something that would negatively affect me personally. Because a lot of that is what it's driven by right now, is making sure that myself and my family members that aren't being targeted by the yokai right now will not be, if she finds out somehow. But if you don't want to agree to it at all, I'm afraid that I'm going to have to send you out, and you will not be privy to any of the information, and none of your compatriots here will be able to give it to you either. This is simply just to protect myself and them, because if you somehow make a slip of the tongue and somebody hears, I'm fucked. So, if everybody understands that, I will now just go over them, and I'm just going to read over them very quickly so we're not here forever, and then if you hear one that you don't like, just keep it in your head, we'll go over it again. If you can't remember everything that I said, just say a number, because I have them listed in numbers. So, number 1. All parties currently witness to this meeting, spiritually, virtually, magically, or personality-wise, will be unable to share the information discussed here in any medium to outside members. This includes others who have This includes others who have a stake in the current situation at hand but aren't currently present. Those who try to speak of the information to other parties not involved or those outside of this promise currently will have their memories of the event taken, thus protecting the information individual in question. Now, the thing with that, there's also another part where you will be hurt by a holy burn beforehand. For some, this isn't going to do much. For some, this is going to hurt a little bit worse. This is a warning. This essentially is going to be a quick sting somewhere on your body. I don't choose where, it just kind of happens. It will not leave a permanent or visible mark, but it's going to be a sting as a warning to keep you from continuing talking. And if you do continue, that is where I come in and I am going to snatch it. Now, continue on. Number 2, the information shared here today cannot be used in any plan or situation where the individual is in opposition to the yokai until told otherwise. This info is a direct link to me and will put me in danger and keep me from helping in the future. Number 3, any and all info about the yokai, including lore, stories, abilities, weaknesses, and whereabouts, may not be discussed with people not already connected to the situation. Individuals who have yet to hear the story about the yokai may not be told or have any blanks filled in. This is to keep the amount of individuals being hunted down to a minimum. So everybody that is currently affected and knows the story, that's it. That should be everybody that knows. Nobody else should be told. Number 4, and the last one, no one may use my name or likeness in a positive light near the yokai at any time. If needed, pretend I don't even exist near them until the time comes where my trickery has come to light for my actions. This will most likely be my fault when she finally figures out, or by the time that you guys actually take in the information that I give you into opposition against them and use it. The floor is now open for you to say you don't like a part of the deal or ask questions about it for the promise, if anybody has any.
Good for me.
I'm uncertain of what you are referring to when you say being used in opposition, considering the fact that information is so valuable to us and we have been constantly gathering what we can to use in a, well, at least for Valia and myself, a peaceful option. If what we learn can no longer be used, it may interfere with our peace talk, so to speak.
It may be used, but eventually. Some of the information that I have, I am the only one currently aware of it, except for a few things where these two and then another 2 individuals know, but those individuals are also under a promise where they are not able to speak about it or use it anyway until the time comes. And by the time comes, I mean when the leader of all this, which would be Amon here, says that it's probably the best time for it to be used. Because some of that information is a direct link to me. So the moment you use it or say it in her whereabout, like in her area, when you're around her, she will immediately know where you got it from. And thus, I can no longer help. Because some of the information that I do have for you guys, I would say is a pretty big thing, and Amon is already aware of it, even without me telling him yet due to... Oh, wait, never mind. No, I don't know that. Sorry, apologies. But yes, you will be able to use it. It will be able to be used. It's not like I'm keeping you from using it forever. It is just until Amon thinks that it's a good idea for it to be used. I'm aware of what you two are trying to do.
Huh. If that is the case, does anything that you have, at least, can I ask whether it would be opposed to what we are currently doing? Would it simply involve other methods rather than peaceful?
It plays on both sides, both aggressive and not aggressive. I am in agreement with where you guys are trying to be peaceful. I think it's a good idea. I prefer her to be cleansed or moved elsewhere rather than, have them exorcised or killed somehow. I don't know a lot about yokai, so I don't know how exactly getting rid of them works. But I would rather the more peaceful route if we can go that way, because then they can return to a point that where they were happy, at least. I would hope. I'm not 100% sure, but I am not in opposition against you.
All right.
I will definitely help you guys try your method before we move on to more, devious.
Very well, so long as it does not hinder our current efforts. That was all I was concerned about.
Of course. Anybody else have any problems with any of the listed regulations?
Not to my knowledge. I'll just have to grab Ethereal.
With my knowing stuff that my partner wouldn't know, so you guys deal with this plan. Better if I just don't know anyways.
Yeah.
All right. No. All right. Well, if nobody else has any issues with it, Grid will not be a part of it. So, as you know, You obviously won't be able to speak to him about it or anyone else that is a part of this problem at the current moment until that promise is made. I will sit with him and his partner at some point together at the same time to, set that up with them, and then I will let you all know when that is okay. You would be able to feel fine. But for the moment, if there are no objections, I will now set it in stone if there's none to be had.
And then I'll just grab Imperial next time and come and bring you here or something so he can remake the promise. I don't like to keep things in either.
Obviously, no objections from other parties that may be...
So it can be connected to those who are technically currently already involved in this, such as my betrothed.
Yes, if they're involved, unfortunately, until the promise is made, they cannot be... none of the information that you're going to get from me here today can be given to them until that promise is made, which I can set that up with them randomly, whether it be Orlando, Osaka, somewhere in the town, or anywhere else, where I can speak with them and we can set it up then. But until then, I can't allow it. Because if they let their tongue slip, which happens with people, like I've said, it's bad for me. But with no problems, I will lock that in then.
Sorry, Sig, you're gonna have to do this.
Holy energy kind of surround you for a moment before you feel something like a lock set within you. It's not visible, and somebody would have to look incredibly hard to see that promise has been made, but it won't affect you negatively. It won't be something that's very big on your mind or within your being. But with that said and done, we can move on. And in specifics, some of the information that I have is that I am aware of the yokai's name. Her name is Rozu. As for a full name, I'm not sure. I do not have the full end of it, though I'm trying to work on getting it so I can know everything. But yes, that is her name. It is Rozu. And as for other information...
Well, that could have explained that she was from Orlando, Osaka. Well, if I had known that, I would have known she was from Orlando, Osaka, not the homeland. It's very modern.
I was going to ask her her name, but I forgot when we were talking to her.
I had to explain myself. I expected her to give her own, but she did not.
No, it took a lot for me to get her name from her. She's not really willing to give it. I had to lie and say that I didn't really like any of you. Yeah, that was her. That was her prerogative. That's how she felt about it. Other than that, I don't have much information besides that. I don't have anything on origins or anything like that, though I'd like to get it. I feel like I can ask her that eventually. Another thing is I made a deal with her that is set in stone. We've already shook on it. That all that is in place. Yes, you're already. Yeah. Anyways, I don't. Gotta knock that out of my head. But the deal that I have made with her is that I will get a favor for every bottle of blood I get from all the people she is hunting down. So there's 5 of you that actually do have blood. If I get a vial of your blood from you somehow, I give it to her. She gives me a favor. However, the favor, there are some stipulations.
Well, that is not happening
she
for
would have been
Sigurd.
less careful, but she was incredibly careful with it and went back and forth on different things in order to protect herself. The favors cannot affect her negatively in any way. She left that very broad, so that could mean a number of things. Originally, she said anything that takes away her powers or ends up having her exercised. But then she made the stipulation of being negative at all. So if she takes it as negative, it's kind of a no-go. Or I also cannot make her not hunt anybody that is already listed as somebody she's going after. That includes new people who manage to figure out things. So if a friend of yours or a family member that wasn't originally well informed about everything that's going on is then informed and knows the story, I can't use a favor to stop them. But that is the very big card I'd say I have up my sleeve that I'm giving to you guys to come up with any favors that you have in mind. I already have one because I'm already thinking of things to ask her. But if you have any ideas, I would love to hear them.
Let me ask you two this then, right? Because I sent this to Falira already, right? And I can read it out. And I got another message from Orlando, JWAs through Sparrow, right?
Oh, wonderful.
They changed their, I'll send it to Saya.
Yeah, I saw.
After talking to my colleagues, we are able to have a shrine in the quarry dedicated to the main yokai that has been causing trouble. And yes, JWA is more than capable of taking care of it properly, what she said. However, we can only build a temporary shrine, and the you know, what they're wanting, like her out, is still in play. It would just be temporary.
And that actually
Are all still the same, and the
thing.
yokai must leave Orlando Saka Forest, and if building a shrine helps with that, we can build it. I understand that some of you would prefer it to be allowed to stay, however, JWA do not have any other options after all the trouble that was caused both in the forest and the city itself, in the amount of times it has tried to kill people, no matter the reason this yokai has to go. I urge you all to focus on finding a way to have the yokai leave, because this is the only way a peaceful outcome will happen. When it is gone, you are free to handle it your way, the way you wish. If you... It's weird. If too much time is taken and it can't... And... God damn it. My eyesight shit. It's taken. I can't keep risking lives. JWA will handle this if we have to. I respect the moon and everybody that he has brought in on this. I'm sorry if this leaves a bad taste for some of you. But at the end of the day, all we JWA members are trying to do is our jobs. Is what I was told. We can do temporary shrine, but we gotta get her out. So something that I wanted to ask, I think you mentioned it.
So long that they now need to deal with it because they let it sit for so long and tried to ignore it.
I think you mentioned to me when we had the original deal, you mentioned a portable, was it portable or like a shrine somewhere else? Did you mention that to me, or am I just hearing?
I mentioned a shrine. Where did you get the portable thing from?
I might be stupid.
I mean, technically you can put a shrine in a wagon, but...
Yes, there are portable shrines, but those are for festival grounds.
I was going to say I've made it so the stipulation on our deal originally was not only getting her the blood, but she also originally tasked me with making her a shrine. And in conversation with her, after you two finished your conversation with them, I was asked to somehow make a portable shrine, as they were not going to accept anything anywhere else. And I have made one. I have yet to give it to her. There's still a few things that I want to figure out about it, because I've done it to the best of my knowledge from what I was able to gather, but I wanted somebody who actually knows more about the subject of yokais to look it over.
That is a start.
Yeah, I can pull it out here.
I can point it out.
I can pull it out here in a minute. Dee was somebody that I was going to actually ask about it.
I'm not entirely educated on yokai.
I know they have a book that I was going to ask to borrow.
You're more educated than me, so I'm going to point at you anyways.
Yeah, I have a book, but it
Why?
wasn't entirely necessary for me to study.
Why have you even not been coming to us any day with this? Yes.
I pointed at you too.
All right.
But yes, apologies for not talking to you at all as well sooner. I was not aware you were involved until I witnessed you having a conversation with them. That was the only moment I was aware afterwards. And I did have a few negative things to say, but I have to be negative when it comes to Rozu about everybody involved, as
yeah, you have to play double. You have to play double. You have to play double agent with us too. Technically, on that front of,
And I couldn't say
you have to be
anything
mean
at
to
the time.
us. Yeah, neither of us could say anything. We made the promise before.
Oh, trust me, I wanted to so bad Friday, but I literally physically could not.
Lovely.
because I imagine yokai, like some other spirits, especially like her, would get incredibly angry if they figured out that they've been tricked at all. So
Oh,
I'm
especially on
trying to
Neo,
keep
yes,
them
given what
from
happened.
Yeah. I'm trying to be very careful and wait for a very long time before they figure. I'm hoping that they're dealt with before they ever learn that I had a hand in this. But she is
Hopefully.
willing to leave Orlando Saka the moment she is given the portable shrine, is what she told me. So
we can handle her
I'm able
peacefully away once that happens.
This is a good thing, right? It's a good thing.
There's
Potentially.
the thing. One, it makes her harder to track, technically. The second part is that what she said, in her words, that she wouldn't be able to gather as much negative energy as she would like. So she'll still be in her state powerful, but not as powerful as she could be if a shrine dedicated to her specifically was set up. So technically, while she's not locked down in one space, which would be more helpful, that also means she's not as powerful. But that now means it's harder to track her and means that she can go anywhere.
I have an idea, kind of, and this might sound really dumb because I'm not as educated on yokai as you guys are. You have a book, so you can tell me if this is fucking stupid, all right? But don't you have like your own little like area back home, homeland? You said, right?
Yes, I'm getting my shrine created at
If
least.
she gets the portable shrine, can we then try to coax her to go with you? And have like a permanent place?
Potentially. Though, I would make her one of my reserve shrines if she wished for something specific. I say, I do not wish to share my very first shrine. I've only had it call me down up until now.
No, but yeah, but I'm just saying, like,
An auxiliary shrine could be done. I'm going to be making one for the yokai of my forest in the first place, so... Were she amenable to that, and our proper peace talks continued successfully, then yes. I do enjoy your company.
My other idea, and this one would be more probably dumb, would be like, she feeds off negative energy, aren't the, what are those things, the black floaty things that
Maybe she's just a little bit lonely,
what they're
too.
called?
Seems like it with the story.
Shades?
Perhaps. Though she seemed more entertained by everything.
Aren't those just a bunch of negative energy?
Which is why I also thought she was from Orlando Saga, which she does seem to be.
Umbra's mainly what corrupted them.
Hypothetically.
I know you have to be
aggressive
aggressive to some of us, Michael, but
we're dealing with to you.
that's something I think everyone should be
exposed.
exposed.
I don't have to be super aggressive. It is more so that
When she's around.
the only reason she actually started talking to me and got more in depth with things with me was because when I was asking her questions, she said the reason why she wouldn't tell me is that I would just come back to all of you and tell you. Now, I lied at the time and I said, why would I do that? She was like, why wouldn't you? I was like, I have no reason to tell them. I have nothing to do with them. And then she made a comment how mortals were still at the point of basically betraying each other, not saying anything. Little did she know, obviously, I was going to come tell you at some point, which I am. So that's what started out. And that also that she has a liking towards cats. So me not showing what I really look like, that's also another reason I've been staying as a cat lately, because this is how she prefers it.
That is obvious.
She knows that I'm not a cat, though. She knows I'm not. But I'm not telling her anything specific yet, unless she asks me to. That gets back around to... That gets back around to the portable shrine thing. You turning into a cat would probably just make you easier for her to hunt you down, so I don't suggest it. Because from what I know, she finds it funny that you two or you three, is there three of you?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, three of you, sorry. She finds it funny that the three of you are trying to find a way to work things out in a non-aggressive way with her. I'm not sure how willing she is to work with you, or if she has any plans specifically besides just to go after you.
We had such a good talk.
Portable shrine thing. I definitely want to show you all it. I will bring it out here in a moment. But getting back to the other thing, which is my biggest thing with them, the blood thing. I understand that some of you may be very uncomfortable with it. For those of you that do have blood, I asked if there's anything that she can do with the blood specifically. They did not tell me.
Of course not.
They wouldn't give me that information. So I don't know how bad it would be. I can bring her blood of other people, but while that satisfies her and it might get me information on certain things, it's not what she
wants
really
our
wants.
blood.
This is what I'll do, right?
Yeah.
I don't know how she's gonna handle.
I'll be
blood.
the guinea pig as long as we get her the portable shrine, and she's not in Orlando. I will be the guinea pig.
I know. At the moment, do not jump into that so hastily, Amon.
I'm not, because this is another thing, is that when I'm getting the blood, it's not me, quote unquote, to kind of show loyalty or help towards them. I'm going to be doing it in a bit of an aggressive way.
I thought I was gonna give you a blood bag or some shit. Okay, that's different.
Yes, no.
Well, not like that. It's still going to be in a vial, but the way I'm getting it from you might be a little aggressive. Of course, I'm going to pull punches, but it would be aggressive in an aggressive nature.
I can't.
This is an act to get. This is an act for you to get closer to her, just the same way you did with Zaris.
However, it may not be necessary given the information we have so far. You said she was interested in a portable shrine. We were going to give her one anyway. It gets her out of Orlando Soccer if she is willing to do so. In the process, given what we had spoken to her about, she seemed amenable to making an agreement that if we do give up our memory of the story itself, that she would be willing to perhaps make a truce agreement with us in particular. If she cannot be found so easily, but she already made this deal with us, it does not matter whether she is hard to find. The issue is obviously the others that she cannot be certain of.
She is unsure, but I would have to assume that since the story itself is the key factor, that this whole chain of yokai hunting people over, I would have to assume it would be broad spectrum. If there's no memory of the story, every yokai based off of that story would leave us alone. That is my theory. It is the most... It makes sense. I see no reason why us surrendering the story to a yokai connected to this hive, I guess you could say, of yokai that are based behind this story wouldn't free us from them hunting us.
There are many legends of such things, as I stated in that communications, that curses can be like viruses. You get rid of the virus, you stop propagating it, you no longer have to deal with the consequences of that. Hence the onryo connected to such curse. In this case, the story is the virus. If we get rid of it, it should allow a disconnect between the curse provided by the onryo herself. We obviously wish for...
She doesn't stop hunting us down, though.
That is why we make subsidiary agreements that is not definitely connected to that. Even if it is simply for her, that is a good start. Whether it connects to all the others, we do not know, but we are at least able to properly track them a bit more than we would with the one that made the deal with us that would have a portable shrine. Obviously, it is not a perfect solution yet, but it is a backup.
Well, I hope that if it is all about the story, simply put, if I can figure out if that's the only cause or not, and if she'll stop if you all forget, then that's something we can go for to solve this problem, just cut and dry. However, if she has more of a murderous intent and is just hell-bent on doing it because she thinks it's funny, even if you don't know the story, and I don't know there's much that will help with afterwards. But I will leave the blood thing for a very side thing. The reason for the blood is simply because I get a favor, and she has to honor it, as long as it is not negatively affected to her or stops her from hunting someone down. So there could be a loophole in there somewhere, which is what I'm asking basically you guys to figure out for yourselves, to tell me, and then whoever decides they want to go first with the whole blood thing, I'm going to try to figure out that beforehand, however.
Yes, I'm concerned that is connected to some sort of loophole that would go around an arrangement.
Yes, I'm going to try to find out what she can do with the blood. And as for that, trying to find a loophole within that, I don't know. Might a stipulation of some kind could be something like non-negative, maybe like having her stay in a certain place for a little while. That's not necessarily negative in my mind, and it wouldn't be bad for her, technically. So you can do something like that to keep her in one area. I can ask her to stick around, that way I can find her, because I might have more questions, or maybe I have blood to deliver to her, and I don't want to spend all this time searching for her. Then I tell you guys where she is, and then you can do that. So it's like in a secluded area that might be able to give you an advantage. I don't know. Ideas is basically why I'm giving this to you guys.
No, you raised one idea that I thought I would. Yeah. Having her stay somewhere for a temporary time. That would give us a chance, if you really wanted to pacify her with Sigurd's help. That could help.
That is certainly the hope. Whether she accepts that, I do not know. Again, if it was to come to attacking, as much as I enjoy her company, I am not going to die. She knows that very well. Just as she does not wish to. This is a battle of attrition to an extent. If she is ending up like some sort of rabid creature who is connected to that virus instinctively and cannot break free of it, then unfortunately pacification is the only option. I'm willing to do that if necessary. I'm hoping that she will not bite the hand that is reaching out to her, especially of us. If that happens, it will be unfortunate, but I will not lose any... Well, I do not sleep, but I would not if I did.
We're trying the peaceful option, but if it has to come to it, it has to come to it. And
Indeed.
JWA is starting to crumble of trying to tell us to, hey, hurry up, because this is only getting worse by the time.
Well, the moment I hand
talking
the
to
switch,
Sparrow to get more
I'll
time,
produce
but-
it. Give me a second.
To be blunt, the best course of action currently is to simply remove her hunting us. If she wishes to continue hunting those not involved with the story, so be it, but the more important part is making sure those that are being hunted are no longer, and thus their family is safer.
Indeed.
What I'm worried about is that if she still hunts us, regardless of if we know the story or not.
She will, but she will have less incentive.
If she does, if we do not make some sort of arrangement. But if she comes after us at that point, I am perfectly fine with pacification through unnecessary means.
There you go. There it is. It's pretty accurate representation of something you would find as like what a typical shrine would be, but in a smaller setting. That does seem like it could be carried and used and appropriated by anything like spiritual nature. So like they'll have an effect on it. Made of different types of stone and types of wood. So I did my best
I didn't know you were good at crafts.
I went to college for a little bit and like smithing and stuff and like a little bit of stonemasonry. So it could be better. Like I definitely could have somebody do a little bit better on that, but she didn't say anything about like super big, because I originally offered to any physical shrine that she had in one place. I originally offered to be like a shrine maiden, to take care of it and such while, so, it doesn't get in disrepair, but with this, I don't have to. As for keeping tabs on it, that's a conversation I'm going to have with her when I hand it over, if she would be okay with me knowing where she is. Though I don't know if that would be a good idea, because then if you guys show up at some point after I tell you, then she might get suspicious of me.
Either way, this will only work so far. It is a temporary solution. Portable shrines are supposed to be used for festival grounds only and then returned to the main shrine, that they can return to the Shikai.
There's a possibility she might target more people to
Gene
keep
thought.
herself going longer. I'll ask her about that part specifically. Like, you know, I'll bring it up as like this. I've read that this isn't a permanent solution. You know, this could be an issue for you, and see if I can get her to find a permanent place. But I will also, obviously, if she gives me an in, I will wait till you guys also talk with her, and I will talk with you about it if she gives me an in for that at all.
Yes, the idea would be temporary, but it would also need to be maintained by proper people. Kami do not maintain their own shrines. I suppose this would be an interim
I guess
and proper purification, however.
all for that.
It's going to be temporary until we can actually solve this.
Indeed.
So if it does help, it'll help. And I don't think I wish to lose my memories anytime soon.
Mm-hmm.
Not
Well,
yet,
it's just
at
of the
least.
story
It would
specifically.
only
I'm
be
sure
the
you can find
memory
something to
of
erase
the
that.
story.
The memory of the story itself was all. So long as everyone is not a fool and understands dealing with things like fae and demons and onryo and not being very vague. As you said, if you say, I offer you my memories, it does not work. If you end up giving away more than we wish in this instance, that is on you. We can only give you the warning to be very specific. She was willing to
You would
receive
have
the
to
memory
say, "I
of her
wish-"
story itself, and the story only.
Yeah. Basically saying, I wish to relinquish the memory of the story, of your story.
Of the Biotara's
That's
origin,
direct,
yes.
It's not vague. Yeah. It's direct, it's vague, it's not vague, so it's only the story and nothing else. Memories.
Yes, I could try and ask to see if she would know of any way if somebody learned her story, if they could no longer be hunted. As I've been curious of this story myself, but I've been very specific on telling people not to tell me that are involved, specifically because I don't want her hunting me. And
Indeed.
her stipulation was that I can't stop her from hunting people, but I don't know if that also extends to me, because she said I can't ask her to not hunt people who learn. But it wasn't very specific towards me as well, so I don't know if I'm allowed to know. That's a question I'll have to ask. But I don't know if that really matters, and I don't know if that'll give me a better way of helping. So
I was gonna ask. That then might apply to Yukiona that we met.
Oh, she's already being hunted by another one.
Exactly. Did she ever try to get rid of the story itself from her memories?
That's the
or
problem. We
has she
never
even...
asked her any of that while we were talking.
They're all connected to each other, so at least according to the one that we spoke to, this would be the first time anyone has considered such an option.
I'm gonna be real honest. When we were talking to the Yukiono, I don't think any of us asked her how she tried to deal with it.
Oh, goodness.
But
We really should have.
there might be a chance we can speak to her again, maybe?
I would rather speak to her when we have a better handle on this, because she might just try to freeze me to death. Because she don't like me.
Yeah, never mind.
Why do so many yokai not like you, Omun?
Because she entrusted me with a story that I would figure this out, and then when I came back to her, I didn't have a lot of progress. And she got stronger, and she was not happy that I came back to her with the Biotoro being stronger.
Yes.
And I didn't deal with it.
Well, she's a Yukiona. You are lucky to be alive right now, so she at least does not hate you that much.
Yep, and I am not playing that game.
Question that I have for everybody that is aware of her story. How did you become aware of it?
I got told by the Yukiona.
Yeah, we got told by a Yukiona that we visited.
And that Yukiona's in Russia right now.
So she's the reason you all know.
Not all.
Yeah.
Back in the Edo period, Tsumogami like myself could only really gossip among each other the story of our kind.
Yeah, of course you would know. Did you guys ask Or did she just tell you?
So I, with a couple people, went over there to ask about the Biotara because a Nekomata told us she would know about it.
Okay, did you
And
ask
we
to know
asked to know about it to
like,
better.
to better understand it, or just okay? Well, I guess you didn't know
To better
about
understand
that
it.
beforehand.
I did
to
not
better
know I would
understand.
be marked after learning about the story. Until
Yeah,
after
okay,
I literally
that's
stepped
fair.
outside of where the
You
Yuki-onna
didn't
was and I
know.
was attacked by 2 Biotaros.
Okay, yeah, you didn't know.
We all were.
Okay, so
That was
you
fun.
didn't get a warning. Okay,
I
understand.
got a
No.
warning
Fair enough.
after, like, I got a warning during, and I went, well, it's probably for the best that I know so I can stop everybody in Orlando from being a dumbass and making her stronger.
It's going
That's what I'm
to
trying to do.
Alright, fine.
Nothing against you, Moon, but people don't listen.
Exactly.
They
They
really
really
don't.
don't.
I've learned
I
that the
wanted
hard way.
Harlow to be here for this as well originally because I saw that they were trying to fuck with it as well. I tried to explain to them yesterday, but I just got a side eye and, well, you don't know me. I was like, okay, but you're gonna make it worse. Okay, bye.
Everything goes back to this hollow person.
Oh, okay. See,
She's
there's quite a
young.
problem.
Don't give her too much.
Wait, wait,
Children shouldn't be getting involved with
Yeah,
important
they
things.
really shouldn't be getting involved. What the fuck? Okay, regardless. So homework, as it were, not
Don't
really.
have a
Don't take that
childhood.
too seriously, or do. I don't really care. Coming up with some sort of loophole through the deal that me and her make on your own time or with each other discussing. Obviously, you can't
Okay.
have anybody else really help you with it because you're not allowed to tell them that I have a in with them. Yada yada yada. Blah blah blah. You already know this.
What says here
Try to
stays
come up with an
here.
idea. Yeah, try to come up with an idea. I will let everybody know if I add somebody new to it. Obviously, no one's gonna. I don't think anybody here would have any problems with it because it's only going to be the people already involved that are going to be brought into the promise, just so you guys can discuss. And again, just be very careful where you're discussing it because if you discuss it somewhere publicly and somebody can overhear your conversation, it still applies.
Yet we are also a
But
bit
otherwise, just
on news because we can no longer use the communications for this until the others are brought in.
yes, I do. So you can be very vague, as long as you're not saying the specifics. Because they should, like anything that you say, they should not be able to figure out big specifics, like her name,
Question.
obviously.
Then,
Yes.
since they were already thinking about doing a portable thing, can they mention that they were gonna do that already without impacting the deal?
As long as they don't say that we know Michael was going to offer it, then
No.
Okay.
yes, they can offer it. They can still offer it to her, and whether or not she says, I already have another prospect, then that's there. That's neither here nor
Yeah,
there. Just as
I was
long
talking
as
on our
I'm not
comms channel
mentioned
just so that
and
they
That's your
can,
offer.
if they wanted to tell the plan to everybody else, they could then mention
yeah,
that without
any
mentioning
plan,
you. Okay.
any plan that you all have already, go for it. You can allude to the idea that you were giving them a portable shrine, and that was what you try to give them, and you see if that works or not. Just as long as I'm not mentioned, then yes, you will have no
Yeah, that's
issues
what I
speaking
figured.
on it.
We can at
Just
least say
mention
if it is
the
portable, it is
wrestling
because the JWA said that we must.
Get them.
Yeah.
I had plans to build a shrine there already, but I found that it is very hard to do so, not being under the very watchful eye of the JWA. So I gave up on that and decided for the
Yeah,
portable.
Yes,
we
so
can
we
only
heard.
make
Or a
excuses
different
for
one
you
somewhere
for
else.
so long. I'm sorry.
No,
We
you're
can only
good.
do
It's
so
not
much.
your
Now that we're
fault. I'm
here and
trying
talking,
to help you.
I'm just gonna let you know something that was told to me. Somebody saw your conversation with her
What?
Ooh.
and heard about it,
Ooh.
and then told me what you said.
Who?
That was Rogue.
Oh. Oh, okay.
Yeah. They don't know it's you though. They don't know it's you. They don't know it's you.
They saw the
And
conversation.
you're sure that they haven't told anyone else that a cat was talking
It was
to
the
them?
only one that I was told. I was the only one that I'm aware of. I don't think he told anybody else.
That would be good to know sooner rather than later.
So I
Yeah, he
will
immediately went to me afterwards and said, "Yeah, somebody's made a deal to the yokai about getting your blood," and I had to be very upset by that.
Okay, I will talk with him and ask him to keep it on the down low. We're chill.
Yeah,
I know
just
I can
wanted
trust
you to
him,
know
so I will
that
just let him know. Thank
he
you
did
for
come to
telling me
me.
that.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I understand why you knew about this portal of shrine already. Okay.
She also did say she had a conversation with a black cat while we were talking.
She did.
Okay. Well, I hope she's not
Well,
mentioning that
then.
to too many people, because there's not a lot of black cats walking around.
There's not many people that have conversations with her. We're kind of the only ones. Other than yourself.
I've only been seen by, I think, one other person having a conversation with them. What is his name? He's like the dog person that follows you around a lot, so
Oh, Chip! I'm going to fucking smack him.
No, hold on. It's not his fault. He was curious, and I was running around looking for her. So
Was this the one who was going to try to seduce her?
This is what he's trying to seduce.
Yes, that's
He wants to seduce Flanero too, so it's not like he's weird.
I have no idea who that is, but it sounds terrible.
Thank you for fucking mentioning Glenaro. I'm actually going to talk to her and possibly get a favor. One of the favors is that she cannot make any deals or gain any power from Glenaro specifically.
Thank you. Thank you.
That was one of the ideas.
Please, yeah, don't, so...
If I have to give you my blood so you can get that done,
quick synopsis of Lanero. Big bad that loves to get entertainment. We saw the Butaro talking with him.
Oh, wonderful.
I think of Northern Devil or Demon.
I do have to apologize. I will just come after
Like, Geldir would know a little more.
Because if I start talking to him again somehow, I'm gonna have to
that's good to know at least you need it. Oh, I doubt it.
He's not a... He's bad, he loves entertainment, and when we saw him talking to her, we said that's really bad.
Yes, because she wishes to entertain him as well.
You fight him. You fought him.
Yeah, she said she would be apparently in someone hearing the conversation that she's interesting.
Oh,
curse speech is something else.
I've had somebody use curse stuff on me recently. It doesn't feel awfully negative specifically, but I don't understand it. It's something new to me. Like
Vlanero's curse speech is more aggressive. Oh, Quill.
Vlanero's like one of the leaders of the madness arc that was going around.
Literally cursed Quill with that curse energy.
There are Draugr in Dragonspire, but I don't think they're connected to Vlanero.
He doesn't like it because it's something that
Vlanero was like the little like madness thing that was going around on Metagram.
He's sure learning how to use it fast.
Yeah, well, he's has to. That's all he can do because of all the shit that Vlanero put him through. Vlanero's not a good guy, and if the Butaro gets strong, she would be more threatening if she made deals with Vlanero and got something cursed energy related. That would be really bad.
As long as it's not negative, I don't see that as a negative thing,
then we'd
because
have another
it would be negative if she already had it, or already had plans to make deals. So
I will say this.
I will make a stipulation she can't make any deals with anyone else. Because if I say Vlanero specifically, I shouldn't know that.
Interested in her. Vlanero is very interested in her.
So I won't make mentions of him, but I will make mentions of her not making any deals with anyone for a certain amount of time. I'm gonna have to argue with her back and forth, I imagine, on how long that will be. I would hope, her being a yokai, she wouldn't care if I said something like 100 years or something, because that's nothing to our kind. Well, not that I'm a yokai, but I live there for very long time.
She is not a fool. She knows that there's a time limit for what we can do. If she is willing to wait that out, that is a problem. Because she knows it will not be 100 years.
Yeah, I will see what time frame she's okay with, and I will let you all know what that is when the time comes. Obviously, I can't mention... If I could mention Vlanero specifically, that'd be better, because then I could lock that in. But because, now thinking about it, I can't say that, because then she'd know I know something, because, you know...
Well, were you in the that cavern place when Dylan and Ludwig went on a walk?
I was not, no.
Shit.
Oh, fuck.
Fortunately not.
Because I would
And
have been
I'm
able to say that you
imagine...
possibly could have overheard people say that Vlanero talked to her. Because it was
Yeah,
very
I
public when they were
Or
telling
you could have seen him. Or you could have seen him. He was there, walking around, enjoying the sights of eternal chaos.
I'll think of something. I'll think of a lie to say. I don't have any agreements right now where she could look into that kind of thing, and I'm pretty sure she wouldn't be able to tell if I'm lying if she tried.
Yeah, because I would just say...
Devil or
I'll
demon?
come up with something. If multiple people already know, then I'm sure I would have heard through the grapevine. So that's good enough.
He's a prominent figure, and people have mentioned him in Orlando and also in Dragonfire, so he's kind of a name. He's also in Fight Finder, apparently.
Yes, it was all over the metagram, from what I could tell, if this was what I'm thinking.
No, it makes sense for him. He likes to fight a lot,
Internet
He also wants
celebrity
people to try
or
to kill him.
villain?
Like, he's very masochistic.
Yeah, because he's bored.
Yeah. He's bored. He gets
Yeah, there you
bored
go.
and wants
Definitely do not
entertainment,
say
and
what they call
that's-
internet celebrity involving anything, because I believe I am one. So do not cut me out of this.
You are an internet celebrity.
Not that. Like,
Good.
You just want me to praise
I
you,
don't think
huh?
you're on Fight
You're
Finder,
great, Kise.
so...
You're wonderful.
No, I just do not want any sort of, like, deals or anything like that made to put away.
No, I'm not like...
Good.
Like, what is the word? Like, comparing you to... Just because he's internet celebrity.
No, I'm simply saying if that wording is used in some sort of deal with not making deals with any other of that kind, that knocks me out as well. So be careful with that.
Oh, yeah, no. It's simply going to be... I'm going to go with a him specifically. See if that works.
Yeah, you could say devil or demon, because that's kind of what Daedric are. They're like Norse.
Daedric, that was it. That was it. He's a Daedric champion.
I don't know what Daedric is. Does she even know what that is?
Probably not, but she'd get interested.
Because I believe deals also work based on somebody's to the best of their knowledge as well. I don't think it's just like paracausal where if you don't know and you make the mistake, then well, you're fucked. I think it's to the best of your knowledge. So if she doesn't know what a Daedric is, then
yeah,
you could just make a deal thinking he's a demon or devil.
But that's why I stipulated don't make a deal like that. Could be the favor. Don't make a deal with a devil or demon.
Yeah,
That would be,
I'll make
be
a list.
broad.
I will come up with a bunch of things to retort because she does do this thing with the few times that I've talked to her, trying to make things where she has been kind of like, maybe not that, try something else, like that kind of thing, where I've had to kind of just go through a list of ideas.
You
That's how I
bash your head
eventually got
against
her
the wall
name.
enough.
Well, she's not incredibly frustrating to talk to. She's actually a little generous with it half the time, which I guess she doesn't really understand is going to be to her downfall. She's clearly, obviously bored herself. It doesn't really have many people to talk to often that she doesn't, want to rip apart. Though she doesn't necessarily like me either. She just, I think she put it, she tolerates me, and because I'm a cat. So.
Either way, since we have had no response back to it so far, we need to at least know, is everyone here at least considering the idea that we brought up about giving up the memory of the story itself as an offering? Would that be on the table? Or do we have to go back to that drawing board?
I am fine with losing my memory of that if that solves everything.
I mean, if you're good losing the memory of this conversation, then I would imagine you'd be okay losing the memory of that, specifically.
I'm simply willing to be sure. And we need to know of the others, but... that was at least our idea. If we can have the shrine, and we can also say that we would offer to it the memory of that, and make a deal with her that way for ourselves and our, I suppose, kin.
The issue is if she gets the shrine and then leaves immediately, so then we can't give those memories. And it would make it, she could purposely make it hard for us to find her, for us to do that. So we would need to do that.
Oh yeah, certainly afterwards. Goodness.
So, yeah, so there is also the thing, like, I will wait for you guys to do your thing, but there's also the thing of where I'm the whole blood plan thing is also going to be an aggressive tactic to just kind of show that I'm not on any of your side.
Okay.
I could make it to where I go to
That's
her
an act.
after those kind of things happen, and you guys could be looking for me, and I kind of lead you to her, but it was my way of being like, okay, yeah, hey, I got a bit of a problem. Do you think you could help me with these fuckers? Is what I could do. And
Okay,
that would lead you
question
right to
here.
her.
Hmm.
Sure.
I've got a couple questions here. One, before we do the portable shrine,
Advice,
I'd
yes.
like to see if we can get Valnero, maybe like see if we can try to get
This
her
is
away
similar,
from
yes.
Valnero before we officially let her.
Elder
loose.
Scrolls, yes.
I'm going to be honest. While
I knew it
did
wasn't
not
Norse.
mention it, just by offering her, because I have a blood drive thing with my people here, because I have a partner who drinks blood and a daughter as well.
Yeah.
So I can get blood from non-holy people that she's okay with drinking. However,
Okay.
if I offer her that and I mention Blanero, and she might then try to expedite the process of talking to him.
Okay,
So I'm
if we
still going
can't
to
do
try that, but that is a warning. That is a warning that she
Okay.
might see that and be like, "Ooh, you're trying to fuck me over," kind of. Yeah, let me go do this now, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's
You
just
have
like
to
an
be very
idea because I would
careful.
I would very much not like those two to be in the same room together if we can help it.
There would be both bored and would have fun entertainment messing with people they have to mess with.
Yeah.
They'd be besties.
The other question, this is just for everybody here, right? How quickly do we want to try to get this shrine to her to get her out of Orlando and hopefully with us being able to know where she is?
First, we make the offer with it as part and see if she agrees to that in the first place. She said she would get back to us, at least on one of our plans, by the next time we spoke to her.
Okay.
Whether she was in agreement with it or not.
That's our next steps. That's our next steps then.
I can then I can't bring him up obviously. But if I can bring up the portable shrine thing, I can then bring that up to Sparrow and get JWA off our back.
Yeah,
That would be good.
My name can be used in a negative light. Like I said, the only stipulation is don't use my name positively.
No, I can use that. I can use Kise and Valera with the portable shrine. I can use that. Give that to Sparrow with the thing of, if this works, she's out of Orlando. It's no longer your problem, right? That will get JWA away from us for a while, right?
She was already in...
This would make it easier for you.
JWA was already in agreement of using such a thing, yes?
Yeah, they already mentioned that.
Then you simply can tell them that it is an idea that we are bringing to her. She said she would have a thought on it after... Well, by the next time we speak to her, but as of the moment, we do not know what that answer is yet.
Okay. I'm just saying that I can use that to get JWA, they can ease up and stop giving us, like, timetables and shit.
Yeah.
Indeed, that would be nice.
HOA and
JWA
is very annoying.
You guys. I can get the government off
once in a while.
Oh yes, we had quite an interesting conversation about politicians, so it would be nice to not have to worry about that anymore.
Oh god. Let me get me fucking started with...
Don't get me started on HOA. They are a little worse than JWA's policies. Oh.
Okay, then I can do that.
Well,
With
they're the
everybody's
government
permission.
of Orlando, so...
I can text Sparrow tonight and give her that information. You guys are fine with that?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
They're not too
Again, the idea is not this is set in stone yet because we do not know if she is even interested yet. But if that is the case, we can work out more of the details with the portable shrine once we speak to her again, if she's willing. But that is where we are right now. Yes.
Got it.
We have a plan. We'll
I'll
step
just safely
up.
say we have a plan to get her out, and we are gonna try to go for that.
Right,
If
so
anything, Michael, when we need to talk to you, we can come here. Or someplace you want to take us.
Just however...
I don't typically do this, but the door is at least open to everybody here currently. You're allowed to bring any +1s if you like. Just, obviously make sure they don't do anything crazy. But yeah, the door is open to all of you. Typically, it would
bring
be
in
something
Thuriel
specific,
here
for the
just
time
at
being,
least
just
so he
expedite
knows.
the issue.
Here is a reminder for you all, however, given current circumstances. If this did work and the one from Orlando Saka decided to leave, a reminder that they are all connected, they're all territorial, and if we are still on the list by that point, whether, depending on what happens, another one could simply come into Orlando Saka instead and take her place.
Oh, perfect. Thank you for reminding me. I want to make sure if we do this, I want her to take the smaller Biotaurus out of Orlando as well, potentially, to see if we can get that done.
I didn't know there were others that were connected to her until we all started talking tonight.
That's
And
right.
she's not mentioned anything about
Because, you know,
Kept under check.
why deal with things appropriately?
Indeed.
Because that's how governments work.
They do not like each other, however, she would not give a proper answer when we asked whether she would be able to keep the others away were she to stay in Orlando Saka. She knew the answer, she did not wish to give it.
She didn't. I believe she said she didn't know if they would.
Oh no, dear, she said she knew the answer to that, she just did not wish to tell us. She was being quite amusing about that.
What was the thing that she would answer?
We had asked her whether, if we had an agreement with her and she stayed in Orlando Saka, whether the others would be kept away given how territorial they are, and knowing that this was her territory. She said she knew the answer to that, but she did not wish to tell us.
I have a feeling the answer would be no.
Alright. Great.
Okay. Alright, well, so there's a few different things. Just keep me updated, essentially, on what you're all doing. I will keep the shrine here. It's done, but I will just say that I'm still working on it if I see her again before then. And then just let me know when you make your offer. If she says no or she says yes, either way, just let me know. And
I'll keep you in
anything
the
else that we
loop
talked
somehow.
about that just
Alright.
a simple text or what we've been doing, Saya. Just hit me with that, and then that's enough. She can't
If
really
I know
keep tabs on that.
things.
Yeah, she can't keep tabs on that. So yeah, just keep me in the loop. If I make any deals or anything, I will let you all know. Obviously, I'll let Saya know first, and then she can tell you all. And then obviously that will also be part of the original agreement, that you do not spread that either. Please and
I
thank you.
can also say that Cinder is the one talking when you send messages.
That
Thankfully,
works.
having a demon in your head is very nice at some point. No, you can't fucking.
I would agree, but I'm gonna not.
I brought up her name and she's like, no, let me just fucking beat the fucking spirit to death. No.
Yeah,
No.
you and Grid. Or well, her and Grid.
She solves
Yeah,
her
we want to
problems through
avoid the Grid
fists.
thing as well.
I really want to
Yeah.
avoid the
thing.
Yeah,
I'd
we
like to try
are
to
kind
do
of on
that
a time limit
as fast as
for
possible.
him. Yeah, we need to be ready.
If he causes issues, it's his own fault.
Yeah, it's his own fault, and yeah, that also just
His
makes
partner kind of put herself into that situation.
But if he causes issues and it comes on all of us, I'm going to be very, very cross.
He's like my best friend. I don't want my best friend getting fucked up if I can help it, alright?
I
To
remember
be
the
fair,
conversation he had with, I forget his name. I'm not very close with a lot of people outside of certain circles. He's the Toon guy.
Indy.
I know him. Indy. Yeah. From what I know, he had a conversation with him with one of his other personalities. Any emotions from that side of him that's on that time limit is going to be incredibly negative. So it's going to just be a feast. So that's definitely a big problem. It's not just a like, yeah, I'm just going to kill you just cause. It's a pent up negative emotions, and that I'd rather her not getting hold of.
Indeed.
Yeah, I would rather not my best friend get fucked up.
As I said, I do not wish to end up having to seal or kill the Biotara. I do indeed enjoy her. However, if I must to keep myself and Sigurd safe, I will do so without any worry. However, if it is because one of the others cause issues and bring it on me, I will be extremely cross at both of them.
That's the reason why trying to keep. That's another thing. I'm wanting everybody to be super cohesive and not really step on anybody's toes. Obviously, you can't control everybody, and the more people that are involved, the bigger the issue. Which is why I'm also not wanting new people being told. If they figure it out themselves somehow, that's on them. And if they're friends of yours and you want them involved in the little group, then I will bring them in, obviously, and let them know things. But otherwise, they're just kind of on their own until the problem's solved. Because the more people that know, that means the more toes that are being stepped on, and the more people want to jump into the action and not really work.
And the less she will probably decide to go to a peaceful option, given that she does not want anyone else to know. If we are creating more of an issue, it is only saying that we are not actually on her side in this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to go for the peaceful route as best as possible. We will expend your idea first. If she doesn't take your shrine idea and any peaceful options of moving her somewhere else first, then I will move to giving her my shrine, and thus I will work on making deals of one of the big ones, not taking any deals with Lanero, and then second, trying to figure out why she wants, like, what she can do with people's blood. Hopefully I can get the Lanero and the blood thing done before having to give her anybody's blood specifically.
That'd be great.
So I can't
That'd be nice. I don't
that.
want
If
her
anybody
getting
else
my
in the
blood.
group, after I talk to them about this and bring them into, because I'm not going to tell them everything that we've talked about here myself, because that would be a very long conversation from person to person. I'm just going to simply hit them with a, if you want to be informed, since you have made this promise now, go to this list of people. It'll be all of you, and they can come to you to get full details, and you all can talk about it whenever.
If Ethereal needs to know, he'll need to know. He doesn't. If he doesn't need to, I won't bring him in.
He has to be updated, technically, but if he doesn't want to be involved anymore, then cut and dry, that's it.
It's more of the only reason he probably went with me was because he's ensuring I'm okay.
Oh,
That's pretty much it.
Understandable.
He doesn't know.
I'm not meant to be trusted.
He doesn't know the story either, so he's just as blind as you are, probably.
I don't want to know
that
it.
Wisp was just there because I'm stressed out, and Wisp wants to be stressed.
The Wisp and Ethereal won't talk about it because they're already
Wisp's
under
a good
it.
bean.
They're good.
They're a good bean.
But yes, I think I've kept y'all here long enough.
Oh well.
Yeah. I had pleasant talks. If things change, Michael, then
I got something.
If she gives me any information that is incredibly crucial to like anything you guys are doing, like if she's planning on trying to betray you two or you three or something like crazy like that, I will let you know immediately. I'm still going to be in discussion with her during all of this, just simply to talk. But I will not move or do anything until you guys let me know what's going on your end.
Thank you, dear.
And then as long as we're not in Orlando, Sokka, I will talk to you normally, but if we're in Orlando and you see me, I'm just gonna hit you with negative shit. Yeah, I'm just gonna hit everybody with negative shit.
I see.
But I love you all.
That's
so
fine.
Don't worry.
I know you do.
Well, I suppose we shall see as soon as we can get another discussion going and see where we are with one of our options.
Wednesday, possibly.
Indeed.
I didn't waste your time, D.
Thank you, dear.
You didn't seem really interested in the conversation.
Everyone was saying everything that needed to be said. Yeah.
Oh.
And it was a long.
Yeah, I apologize.
I'm never really one to contribute to conversations.
Oh. Well, I always like to hear your ideas because you have an interesting take as well.
My takes develop after everyone has put all their ideas out on the table, and then I have to think critically on the situation.
So long as you're at least all right with the current items on the table, that is what matters to us. Otherwise, we cannot go forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no complaints. Really.
Very well. The issue is obviously not everyone is here, but this is a start. If it stopped here, we would have to go back to the drawing board already.
My blood might be a problem, though.
Yeah, it is actually pretty whole. Well, actually, no. Wouldn't it be filled with something else?
Umbra.
Yeah.
It'll eat her from the inside out, or turn her into a shadow of herself.
Right. Okay. That's another person off that list. Though I do want to try to avoid doing that anyways.
Eventually, the Umbra would just make her nothing, soul and all.
I am staying far away from you, Kigade.
That's a plan for if peaceful talks don't work, though, I feel.
Yes. If it gets to that, is already a terrible idea.
I've been practicing with Umbra, and I can make it more physical and mold it like clay now.
Ooh.
So I've practiced making a big claw over my hand, but that's for something else.
Yeah, Jack, if you're still there, when she gets back,
bringing
she can only say what
my level
she knows is okay to say. You say there's a lot of information that got sealed.
Well, you all have.
And that he would need to make a deal.
If you need anything, you are all welcome to come back whenever.
Thank you, dear. Yeah, she'd have to be very vague about shit, as much as she hates it.
I literally.
Why does Monero want to eat the yokai?
I'm not gonna let him eat the yokai. I swear to God.
Yeah, no. As the conversation went on,
this storyline with another villain.
Yeah, Chip doesn't seduce the yokai. Valinero seduces the yokai. It's the bad end.
Oh, fuck the yokai. And then Chip said he wanted to fuck Monero.
Imagine. Why would people want to fuck yokai? Why would people want to fuck Cortis and yokai?
Sigurd is something.
Sigurd is everything.
Braver man.
Listen, I can't blame them. Then again, I'm a monster myself too at this point.
Hey.
Oh my God! I'm about to kill someone else because they just.
Tick tock.
TikTok, yeah.
If that yokai jumps me because you guys gave them a portable place and he jumped me in my own house, oh, I'm hunting all of you down.
Well, the point is to make it where if she breaks that promise, yeah, you go for it. Because everything is off, because we tried.
Where is he?
Kise's just like this. Well, we tried.
Yep.
Let the dog out now.
Yep, there you go. To be fair, the dog in my case is Fenrir.
Hey, I've been hearing that so
That's okay. This is my dog form. Hold on.
They
There
finally
we go.
got to the metaverse, and I'm actually trying.
Fair.
Actual height, no, it's not.
I've been
There's
hearing
actual
it
height.
in
There it is.
Final
Hold on.
Real.
for a
Doggy.
decade.
Doge, there you go. I remember that from the hoedown. I remember that.
Yeah, Wolfie gave it to me.
I love it.
And I had the roar.
Sig was being nice.
Mid-faction. Fucking Sai's about to lose her shit of how they heard about that. Sai's about to lose her shit and
Yeah, Sig was being nice. But the moment, like, if she drops the ball first and attacks us, all bets are off. Sig can do whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah, wait a minute. They should know about that.
Calamity.
They should know. But they do. And Sai's about to fucking...
Like, I love that girl. She's my yokai homie, but if she turns on me, bitch, you're dead.
Bitch, I'm gonna have all three.
That's like the last thing I told her. I'm not going to die.
No. I don't want Kise dying.
Oh no, she's not. Like, Kise is perfectly aware. Like, she's not going to die. Like, I love you. I don't love you that much.
She loves Sigurd.
Oh, absolutely,
That's
yes.
who she spends the rest of her life.
Exactly.
And Sai doesn't want Sigurd or anyone to die. She's about to fucking like go, what the fuck?
Well, I was
Alrighty,
talking to
well, I
himself.
guess
In the
it's
world.
time to start
Every
fucking
time
working
Mike
all
has done
my
his
other
double agent
models
shit,
now.
he's had to work by himself because Zarus, when he was doing double agent stuff with Zarus, everybody wanted to kill him. He couldn't talk to anybody. There was only a few people that he could talk to, and then there was the problem that because the Zarus shit started very early on. Because when fucking Persephone got taken, Michael was immediately threatened to be killed and fucking physically abused by people because of that. And he had nothing to do with it. He was trying to help them.
Tell you what I knew Friday.
So he started working with
Yeah.
him for the longest time.
Oh.
Why he's afraid
Ah.
of working with
Oh, it's weird. I can see the thing through your head, and it's kind of whoa. The armor there, the reflective thing behind you. I see that through you.
Happy birthday to Couchy.
Yes, I'm gonna go back to there after this.
We gotta go back there.
Yep, we're going back. I'm sorry, Twix. I'm like, I love you, girl, but I will end you if I have to. If you attack first, I end you.
But yeah.
All right, everybody, I'm gonna get off because it is Couchy's birthday and we partying, so I'm gonna get a drink and hang out. Yeah, exactly. Okay, Fenris, tell me I don't like her anymore. Exactly. Yeah, I'm just gonna jump offline. I appreciate you all. Thanks for being here. I'll be back tomorrow. Ooh, nice.
About the true joke.
Yeah, I'm gonna go party with friend for his birthday. It was also my wife's birthday today. It was nice.
That he's married.
Yeah, have a good night.
And they're like, oh, yeah,
I'll be back tomorrow night. So until then, you all stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Bye.